Hello, and welcome to Road to GM. My name is, not Fruity Sama, that's the wrong person. My name is Killjoy, and I am joined by Fruity Sama while we sit here and analyse how terrible we are at Starcraft on our road to becoming Grandmasters.
It may take a while and there may be a long, bumpy road, but someday it's a dying game.
One day there'll be no players
yeah,
left except
for us.
So, we here are playing an Archon. We are the Zerg team in the top right there versus the Protoss in the bottom left.
I'm doing base building and all the economy stuff, and Levi is doing the attacking.
Yes, and as you will see,
all the votes of the terrible attacking could go to Levi.
As you will see later in this game, I did pretty terribly, even though we were lucky enough to win somehow. Who knows why, but
Yep, this is ranking match 1 against a Protoss player who doesn't seem to like warp gate. So it's a bold strategy. Here the probe comes, he's going to try and cannon rush us.
yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'll go and see what he's up to, you know, completely unaware. I would like to point out that while I do watch a lot of StarCraft, sometimes I'm a bit confused as to what buildings go down when, so I'm just like, he's got this and he's got this, so that kind of maybe leans towards this. I wasn't expecting a cannon rush.
Yeah. Killjoy is a Terran player by nature, whereas I'm Zerg and a little bit of Protoss.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of new ground undiscovered.
We're testing out this Archon mode purely to see if we can work, but with a few teething problems, I think. But yeah, here he comes.
It's interesting dividing responsibilities and trying to keep in communication with each other. It's an interesting combination.
Yeah, definitely, because you're kind of relying on the other person.
I am quite proud how I held this cannon rush.
This was...
It's like, I mean, it wasn't the most efficient way of holding it, but with our skill level, I think I did it pretty well.
I'd like to point out as well, like, I'd scouted at this point, and Fruity was like, oh, there's a dude coming into our base. He'd obviously hidden in the dark. I think he cottoned on that there was a cannon rush coming.
Yeah,
that's what I'd said.
After a couple of seconds went by, they didn't see him. He was building the first pylon. So there's 2 cannons being built now in 1 pylon. I send out my lings and trying to catch the probe in a snare, basically. Oh, yeah! So now I'm like, crap! Take down the pylons! Take down the pylons! And I was like, no, wait! Cannons! Let's kill the cannons quickly! Should have left the drone there. I should have put the drone back to mining. That's my control. But yeah, cannon rush is stopped.
Just. I love this. It comes down to this last circlet here. Look at this guy.
Hero
circling.
1 kill.
Meanwhile, while that's been going on, like, we defended that. We've got a second base down, which puts us ahead to some degree. The enemy literally has this in his base currently. He's not even got a cybernetics core. He's got his forge in this.
I think he was planning to win by cannon, which is weird because he's got so many drones mining gas.
So in 3 minutes 20 in, that's when he starts getting his cybernetics core.
Because he must have a lot of gas.
Let's find out income.
Yes, he's only going to be building 1 stalker at a time.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a bank of gas for later on.
So he tries to expand. At this point, I'm like, give me some units. Let me go and take out. Also, I don't recognise this map when we played on it the first time. I was a bit confused with
the barriers. Yeah. I don't like those barriers. I like it when they're rocks. I find rocks easier to deal with.
Yeah. But yeah, so this was, to start with, this was actually quite a good push. I denied the expand here. Meanwhile, Fruity's back at base. I think building more stuff, maybe possibly building roaches.
Especially droning to support both bases at the moment, and probably working on a roach warren.
Possibly not yet.
Not yet, no.
But I destroyed the expand, got the upgrade for speed, which was great. Snuck in here.
That shield wasn't very good.
Yeah. This was a mistake.
Could be better.
I think what I should have done here was either go straight for the probes here instead of trying to take out this cannon, or just left. Because at the end of the day, he would have mined out eventually, and if he tried
Especially when all the probes went to the side, the opportunity to go and attack them.
That was one of many mistakes that I made, but...
This is a point as well where he's like, I got some next core, but I don't need to warp gate, I just need to build 1 stalker at a time.
Yeah.
which is kind of embarrassing how long this game goes on. When he's got two, he basically spends most of the game now on 2 warp gates without warp.
Yeah, let me just pause it a sec. Let's just analyse the situation they're in. So he's got this one gateway that's not even a warp gate yet. He's now building another gateway. He's only got one base versus.
We got Roach Warren down now.
Yeah, so we've got the Roach Warren down, building an Evo chamber. We've got 2 bases now. I think lack of communication is kind of what.
I thought we were massively behind. I didn't realise that he just had cannons at this point. So I was thinking like, oh god, we're sending units over and they keep dying. So I didn't want to go too economic, because I felt like we needed to constantly have units churning out. Which is why the back home should be way more focused.
So this is
easy. Yeah,
definitely my fault in the sense that we should have I should have been a bit more on top of going, oh, this is what he's got. I will say, because this is the first time we've properly played against people in a while playing Zerg, they're not my strong point. I do struggle to know what the unit composition was, and I got very frustrated playing this, but it worked out all right in the end. I learned a lot playing this game, but you can see that he's finally got his second. 5 minutes in, he's finally got his second gateway. He still doesn't have another expand. I'm just kind of milling outside his base.
Someone used to play Protoss. This kind of hurts watching his face.
Yeah,
it's like, why have you got why do you have warp? I don't understand. Like,
he's getting it now.
If I was him after the cannon rush failed, I would have 4-gated, get a warp up, and just churned out some units.
We did start on it now. I think the thing that we did correctly, or that Fruity did, was giving me the units. This is an interesting point, because at this point I've obviously got roaches. He's got Soddle in his base, and really what I've got here should be able to push all this over quite easily. The problem is I didn't quite have enough to deal with the cannons as well. So I feel like what you're about to see is I lingered too much on the top of this ramp, when really I should have been at the natural there, just stopping him from coming down the ramp and just let him finish mining out.
Wait for him to mine out, because he's got fuck all there to actually deal with.
And so
21 workers he's got harvesting minerals.
Something along those lines. 27.
Yeah, but
22 there. Yeah, sorry.
Like, he's completely overdroned and not built. Oh, it's such a weird play, this guy. I understand if your cannon rush fails to build a couple, but
yeah,
strange composition.
He does well there, getting rid of my Ravager, which I was trying to get one. Now my Ravager control is also pretty atrocious. Does not do a very good job here. Like, this movement here was just awful. I know these cannons are here, and I'm still trying to, attack him. I really should be down the ramp on there. I should be saying to Fruity at this point, just like drone up or whatever for a little bit.
Yeah, what I would have done if I knew more about this, I probably just got a third up. Just swarmed them with roaches. Like, if we held their expands, if we held their natural, they can't do much more. And because he's wasted so much money as it is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of lessons for me to take away from this, playing this anyway. But
I could have definitely played more efficiently. both sides, not just.
Yeah, but again, that was communication on my part. If I'd just been like, "This is what he's got," you should have just been like, "Solid."
What I would have done would be like, just shift to just roaches, get like +2 carapace, and then like +2 missile attack probably, and just swarmed them. Because I don't think he's got any upgrades at this point. We could have easily had +2 now.
Yeah, you can see
he doesn't have any, does he?
I don't think he has anything just yet.
Structure? No, he doesn't have any.
Nothing yet, but he is.
So if I did that, he would have just been able to walk over his cannons.
Just pause this a second and just let's just come back. So obviously we're still mining away and whatnot.
Third gas up.
Yeah.
The main is really mined out, but I didn't feel like I had enough money to
do much about it.
Build a third. I think the third goes down in a minute or so.
Yeah, so we do get the third.
Around the 9-10 minute mark, I get the third down.
So it's not too bad. Like, he tries to expand again here as well.
Just getting units and upgrades really at the moment.
But, like, this is the biggest problem I have with this race. Was I'm used to playing Terran, so when there's a lot of stalkers, I build Marauders, and the nice thing about Marauders, they're good against armored, so that's the most effective unit. Roaches don't have that tag. They're not good against armored per se. They just do good damage. So I was getting frustrated with, like, if I play Protoss, I build, Stalkers. If I play Terran, I build Marauders. With Zerg, I'm like, well, what do I build that's, the correct counter? And really, it's a combination of things rather than just one. And obviously, with the larger, overwhelming numbers, that would have been the smart thing. Or just,
What we could have done, at this point is just waited. We got like a 70, 80 army supply and then just steamrolled them. That's what I normally do for strategy.
Yeah, you can see here that they finally working towards getting expand out. We've got a little army
it's
over
going
there.
down now. It was about 9 minutes.
And-
Which is way later than I normally do it, but you got to adapt to what's going on.
You see this guy as well, who we didn't know anything about this until watching the replay, but he's sods off up the top there, and you'll see later on he builds a ninja base.
In hindsight, it probably would have been a good idea to spread out the overlords, since we had control of the map all the way to there.
Yeah.
Like natural and third line. That we could have easily just expanded all of our overlords out to watch out for things like that.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
The nice thing is like the good thing about watching these back, regardless of the win or not, I can see where I need to improve and whatnot, and it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, we're not saying we are the greatest Starcraft players ever.
Far from
saying that this is the beginning and what we feel like we need to work on to get better and better. It'll be interesting to see where we rank though.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we're aiming for Silver League. We don't want to be in that Bronze League stuff, but we think we can be Silver League good. Maybe not in this match. This match might not show it, but there's a lot of good ideas that come from both sides here, but it's just slow execution on my half.
I think we need to form an actual strategy, not so much a build order, but like an actual strategy.
Yeah. The nice thing about playing Archon in general is the ability to be able to. One of you gets to focus on scouting as well, which makes a huge difference, because if you're both playing 2v2 or whatever and neither of you scout that much, it makes it a lot harder. You don't know what's coming, but at least with this I can scout while Fruity is back at base doing all the other stuff, and if he does anything does come back, like that cannon rush, he's on top of it.
So here now.
And so this was still me trying to work on this army, and look how far front the Hydralists become. It's like
what I do there personally was just chase them up the ramp and spread out.
Yeah.
Because while they got you on the ramp, they're going to have the advantage of like being able to kind of funnel you.
Yeah. You'll see my awful shots with the Ravagers as well. I can't seem to land. I land later on. I land a couple of good ones, but I kind of use it as almost just to stop them from approaching. But there's a couple of times where I misclick.
Rather than building 20 lings, I probably just got like another 5 roaches, so you'd have equal roaches to the stalkers.
Yeah. And like, look at this. It was like, this was awful. Like, where's the rest of my army? They just stood there like lemons, and at that point there goes all of my stuff.
Yeah.
Fair play to him for
pulling all the army together as well, rather than just attacking a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional. I think I tried to bandbox and missed half of the army. Should have just hit the button to select them all.
I meant the ones that are still marching on the map.
Yeah.
Wait for them all to pile up.
Well, in the meantime, he's got
unit-wise, it's like we have like as many roaches as they have. They have sentries and stalkers. Yeah. It's like we do have a lot more. I think it's just like he's played well to like hold that little bit.
Yeah, I mean you can see there's his army there. There's the army I currently was using. Then I was like, I'll go and smash the rocks down from behind, which was probably the best decision I made at this point, because his army's here. Though he does, I can't remember if he destroys. No, he walks off. He's not sure where I am. I don't think I'm still here. And then I think he goes to expand here soon. But I was like, yeah, there you go. He goes to expand, and I'm smashing down the rocks. So he moves his army down there, which is unfortunate for me, but also at the same time that's quite good, because meanwhile I'm amassing an army there.
I think I distinctly remember when this guy, I'm like, go attack his natural. It's like, go attack while his army's distracted.
So he does that. So you'd think with the army that we have that we probably should have won here, and I mean obviously built a lot of cannons, which is annoying, but I made the mistake here of moving in a minute, and you'll see that half the army attacks the buildings.
The problem then as well is all the lings went in straight before they could attack the cannons.
So you'll see that half the army goes and chases them, and the other half still smashing down the expand. Really, what I should have done was just smash the expand down and then go after the army. And by this point, you can see that these force fields are here.
Well, one or the other. Go for the army or the expand. Don't try and do both at the same time.
Let's just wait for this to finish and see where we're at. Both dudes are at. I mean, obviously, if you look at the units lost tab, you can see that.
Ow.
Yeah.
That's almost 3 times as many as
I don't have great control. Then I made this.
Better now.
Then I made a decision. I was like, I'm going to go up the ramp then if your army's down there and take out the rest of your. So I was like thinking, there's all your probes. So I destroyed a bunch of his probes, which really was pointless at the time.
There's also quite a lot of the army back at our base as well, which haven't moved over.
So you see
they're moving now.
Yeah. It gets wiped out, so let's just see.
They all die. You're like, okay, I'll grab the next lot.
Yeah, kind of like in waves. We've got the third base up here now. At this point, he's got the rock. I didn't realise he had this probe next to the rocks, but
Yeah, I think he was trying to work his way over there, but didn't realise the rocks were there.
so we had our third base up. This is pretty much mined out to the most. This is obviously mining out, getting an infestation pit and some other things as well. He's obviously got his expansion at the top, which was doing all
I
right.
think my plan at this point was like, everything keeps dying, so I worked my way up to Ultralisks. I think that was basically my plan at this point.
I'm not very good with lings. I'm used to play a team which doesn't have any melee units, so. But again,
It's true, actually.
I keep poking away. Like he moves his army back down. This was a mistake. I shouldn't have bothered with this. I should have gone straight for the base and I could have destroyed it. Instead, I gave him too much time to realise that I'm attacking
going
that.
for the pylon there is a bit.
Yeah, which was dumb. And then I made a mistake here. It's like I was too indecisive about which I should have go for. I think going for the army would have been the better idea because he didn't have anything at that expansion.
Yeah, I think the main thing is like that and like vision of the entire map as well. Just something I could have done is move all the overlords around to the main routes.
Yeah, and a bit
Or
more
creep.
Yeah. So we're still plugging away here. You can see he's got his base up there. It's now oversaturated. So he's obviously got money, but you look at what buildings he's actually got. He's only still got 4 warp gates, sorry. And really, at this point, you'd think he would have built a lot more. I would have definitely built a lot more. He would have pumped out way more units.
We didn't get his warp gates to about 8 minutes.
No, I know, but he should have. If he'd started building more
Researching it.
of those, that would have been a good idea.
It's coming near the end now, this game.
Yeah, I still poked in. I had like a little bunch of lings there that were designed to distract the army as well. What does he do with the space? How he does? He just gets it up and running. Go in there, try and go for the probes. Went for a few and killed off about 4 of them there, maybe. I think that was about it. It could have been way more effective. He obviously popped out his mothership core, which very late mothership core.
Yeah. Very, very late.
Well, yeah.
He's played weird. Like, I feel like the Protoss guy it shouldn't be like it looks quite one-sided this whole game, but like I feel like he should have done
better,
the Protoss guy. I feel like he had quite a strong start and it's just been
let's just show something
choices
here. Like, I decided just to go because obviously I know his army is here, so I was like, sod it, I'm going to go up the ramp, knowing that, now this is a really interesting fight, because if you look at what we've got, we're currently on 1-2 there. It does eventually become 2-2. These are on 1-2 as well, and if you look at his current upgrades, he's on 1-1, so it's not, it makes a difference. But if you look at the army there, it's not that scary, really. I mean, it is, because it's the amount of damage it can output. But watch what happens in this fight, because this is the point at which we won. So he recools into the main base in a sec. There you go. He recools into the main base, and
go to the unit count rather than units.
yeah. And the interesting thing that happens here is that I win this fight, which I'm not sure how. This is what confused me, because maybe I was focusing down more units this time, but.
All your units are attacking their units, and also you just stood there and held it, which is what roaches are good at, just standing there and taking punishment.
Yeah, I mean,
rather than trying to move in and out.
45 health.
You just sit there and attack.
Yeah, and obviously the lings would run around and
one house is taking down the mothership core.
Yeah, like he's got 3 kills. He's like a legend. But yeah, and then for some reason, at this point, I was like, right, I'm taking out his production because that's what needs to be done. And
kill
boom, there goes that. He's lost anything at this point. And the same here. It's just like, well, I think at this point,
rather attacking the mothership, rather attacking the Cybernetic core, I mean, just attack the pylon next to it.
Yeah, again, you can see how A moved everything, which is something I need to work on, like really focusing rather than just being like clicking here, go pylons down, bam. And this is where we basically won, and quite frankly, we did.
He has one stalker left.
I feel like we should have won that, but at the same time, there was a lot of poor communication and poor control.
I think it's a strong start there. This is literally a first ranking one.
Yeah,
it could have been a lot worse.
He ended up with a full base up there and whatnot.
It wasn't the best of games, but then he was playing a very weird game, and we didn't really.
We did expand again though near the end.
Yeah,
I forgot about the 4th base there, so I definitely think maybe a bit more creep spread. But again, if you're trying to build units and expand, then I don't expect that.
Creep spread is if they need to make extra queens to do it. Which therefore would have as much units coming out.
just made
Yeah, I think maybe having just one more queen to connect the bases up.
Yeah, just like there and there and there. Well, there. I think that would be ideal. All in all, I think it was a relatively decent game. It was a nice way to start stuff. It's just a shame that I made some poor decisions, but we got there in the end. It was a much longer game than it needed to be, I think.
Yeah, either we need more like creep vision or just overlord placement out on the nearest bases and that. Just to keep an eye on them.
Definitely taking out that ninja base would have been good. Would have slowed it down a lot, but you live and learn, don't you? So. So that was our first match done. We kind of bounced between this and 2v2, as you'll see in up and coming episodes, but hopefully you enjoyed this, and
we're gonna find our niche.
Yeah, we'll find out which one we prefer to do and which one we want to stick at.
It might even be a different race next time.
Ooh, if we just play random, maybe just go random.
I love playing random, so I'm all for random.
All right, well, that's this one done for now. We will see you next time. We've got more episodes coming up. It's goodbye from me, and
it's goodbye from me.
There we go.
Fruit out.